Okay, so in the last video I showed you how to export data in Excel. I'm now going to show you how we can edit the charts and start adding text to the chart and various objects to the chart. So first of all, if we click on the cursor, this is the cursor. When the cursor is selected, we see this. And when there's a crossbar, a crosshair, it will go around so we can sort of read off the chart varying levels. We can also, when there's a crosshair, if we click with the left hand cursor, we can drag it down to measure how many pips price has moved, and also gone in various directions. So that's the advantage of the crosshair. So if you're looking to measure charts or levels, then you'd use the crosshair. And then if we minimize this, and the reason, I'll just add this now, the reason why it says waiting for update is if the chart symbol is incompatible with the other broker, it will say this. So what this means is that because I'm with Admiral Markets, they don't offer the symbol XAUUSD. In fact, Admiral Markets for gold offer gold. Hang on, let's have a look. They offer just gold, so that's their gold, and then we would add the grey trading template colours. Okay, so if we just do that, okay, and then when we change it to back to InterTrader and log in with InterTrader, then we see the XAUUSD is a symbol of InterTrader. Now, why is this important? Well, if you're logged in one screen and then switch to the other screen, you might get this waiting for update. Don't wait for the update, it's never going to happen because the broker doesn't offer that symbol. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through some more chart features. You see these scroll the chart and shift to the end of the right border. Okay, so the right border, basically when we click on this one, it just shifts the chart so we can see a bit further forward. We might use this if we want to do some trend lines and then we want to see where we think price is going in the future, whereas if it was there we can't really see. Okay, and then you've also got this scroll button. So the scroll button, when it's a Saturday at the moment, so when it's live data and we push this play button, it goes to the front of the chart, and not only that, it'll play the data, so it always stays in the front bar. As the chart updates, the screen always stays to the current hour. Okay, so the two features, so you'd usually have both of those clicked on. So we can also add trend lines now. We'll just talk about this one first. So a vertical line. So a vertical line is used for measuring a day or a time, and you can see that the date changes. We're on the daily at the moment, so we can use the vertical line to maybe indicate where we think price has changed, or we can just add it to the chart for various reasons. We can also add these horizontal lines, which are also self-explanatory. Maybe we think resistance or support levels. Okay, so we can add lines to the chart very easily with that. Then we can draw on trend lines, as I just showed you, by dragging it. That's another feature. We can draw on channels, and we can also draw on Fibonacci lines. So these Fibonacci lines, they'll appear yellow, so you won't be able to see them very well, but if you had a black background, so if we had a colour scheme of green and black, then we can see these Fibonacci lines much clearer. Okay, so that's just something you might want to bear in mind in case you start using Fibonacci lines. And then we can also add text to the chart, and we can type in text to where we want. So double click on it and it adds it to the chart, and we can drag it around. And we can delete it by pressing the backspace button. We can also add down arrows up arrows and various symbols, price symbols. You can decrease the size of these symbols by going to right click, arrow properties, and you see where it's got these lines. Just make it smaller if we want a smaller arrow. So this is some of the features that are in MetaTrader 4. Now it doesn't seem very complex at the moment, but I'm just going through the real basics so that we know every feature. I'm not leaving any stones unturned here. Will you use these objects when you're doing your trading? You might not. You might want to do it if you're developing a strategy. That's usually when I use them. I use these vertical lines to denote varying changes of trend. That's mainly it for this video, and then in the next video we're going to go through indicators.